Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Hayya alal salat. Hayya alal salat. Hayya alal falah. Hayya alal falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the glorious, the most merciful. And we thank Allah for guiding us to the path of Islam. We pray that Allah continues to guide and guide us so that we remain believers to the last beatings of our hearts. And we're especially thankful to Almighty Allah who gave us the opportunity to be here today for JUMMAH prayers in spite of the fact that it is raining outside. And when I was coming and he texted me telling me it's raining outside because my office doesn't have a window. And I was saying, man, my umbrella is in the car. So should I go to my car in the rain or should I just come straight? And then I looked at the watch, I said, oh man, I need to just come in the rain. And on my way, I kept thinking in terms of what happens with respect to the rain. Even though that's not the title of my KHUTBAH, but I thought my thought process was important enough to share it with you. And I said to myself, there are so many favors of Allah that we don't pay attention to. Rain is one of those things. Because if you, and I'm saying to myself, as somebody who wasn't planning that I'm going to be walking in the rain today, you want to remind yourself of the nursery rhymes, rain, rain, go away, come back, come again another day, little Tommy wants to play, something like that. And if you are planning, an outdoor party, and it's raining, you'll be like, oh, why did God do this to us, right? That we're planning this thing, it's supposed to be shiny, sunny, whatever, and then it rains all of a sudden. But if you are the farmer, and you don't have rain, what's going to happen? And if you are somebody that you have crops, you are the farmer, and then you have rain, how will you feel? But you see, all of us, we're supposed to be happy anytime you see the rain. Because number one, rain is blessings from Allah that you don't have substitute for. Yes, we know water is H2O, but you don't see anybody making their own H2O in their homes. Okay? And Allah said in the last verse of Surah Al-Mulk, a very rhetorical question. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Qul afara'aytum in asba'a ma'ukum gawran faman ya'tikum bima'i ma'in. That, reflect upon that. All of us, if Allah were to withhold rain, where are we going to get our water? Where? There are many parts of the world that are in drought because of the changes in the weather, right? In the global warming stuff. But some areas are going to be flooded. You See, so you have all these changes. So depending on where you are in the spectrum, Allah can always impact you. But rain in general is a big, huge favor from Allah. Because if there is no rain and there is drought, everything on earth will die. Because even the source of life itself is water. And the pure water we have is rain. So the next time you feel like complaining about the rain, think through it. You should be, and the Prophet of Islam actually told us that when it's raining, you should make dua. Because the dua you make during the time of rain is accepted by Allah. So we lose opportunities while grumbling that our clothes will get wet, and we lose opportunities to make dua to Allah to accept our dua for whatever else we wanted. So pray to Almighty Allah to forgive us our shortcomings and to plant our feet firmly. Which brings me to the topic of discussion today, which is the proof of dedication. The proof of dedication. Another way to look at it is sacrifice. If there's something you can not sacrifice for, it means you really don't believe in it. It means you are not ready to give anything for it. And if that is the case, then that thing is really not important to you. And that's why everything we do in Islam, including walking in the rain to come to JUMMAH, is a form of sacrifice. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَشْرِي نَفْسَهُ بِابْتِغَاءِ مَرْضَاتِ اللَّهِ وَاللَّهُ رَءُوفٌ بِالْعِبَادِ. That there are among men those who inconvenience themselves, right? Because they make efforts and they sacrifice, because they are seeking the good countenance of Allah, because they are seeking the pleasure of Allah. Allah said, وَاللَّهُ رَءُوفٌ بِالْعِبَادِ. Allah is very kind to his devotees. So if you make an effort to Allah, Allah will recognize you for it. أَيْمَلُوا فَسَيَرَ اللَّهُ عَمَلَكُمْ. Make effort, work, Allah sees what you're doing. Okay? Meaning Allah appreciates what you are doing. And Allah will not deprive you of the reward of anything that you do. Sacrifice comes in numerous forms. Sometimes it is money. But for many of us, money is the first thing we think about. But the most valuable thing to you is not money. I know, because we are poor people. We think money first. Yes, but it's not money. Your time is more valuable than money. It's just because we are not conscious of our time. And that's why we don't appreciate the fact that our time is actually more valuable than money. Except the time you are spending making money. You know? But otherwise, time is more valuable. Because if you lose money today, you can make money tomorrow. But if you lose time, you will never get it back. Because, look at it, 6 o'clock, April 12, 2019 is gone forever. You may get another 6 o'clock, but it's going to be 6 p.m. 6 a.m., gone forever. And it's never coming back. And if, no matter how young you may think you are getting older every day. Okay? You are getting older every day, whether you like it or not. Okay, except for graph again. You know? But you are getting older every day, which means the candle of your life continues to burn. And so, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, اقترب للناس حسابهم وهم في غفلة معرضون, that man continues to lose time. The day of reckoning, which for all of us will be the time you die, and then the big day of judgment, day of reckoning, then comes in the hereafter. But at least, when a person dies, his own reckoning begins. And the time we are all going to spend in this world is defined by Allah and is fixed. It's just that we don't know what time it is. So, the fact that we don't know the time, but the time keeps going away. And that's why it's important to understand that you should put in every effort to boost your GPA before Allah. And that comes in form of whatever is it that you are put forward for Allah. Whatever is it that you are putting forward for tomorrow. And this is really important. So all those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said we should do, they come at a hefty price. For some of us, Allah made them so easy for us so that we don't even think about them. Take for example, Fajr keeps reducing. So the amount of hours you get to sleep keeps reducing these days, right? You open your eyes, it's Fajr. And by the time you finish Salat Isha, you are still trying to chill a little bit. You open your eyes, it's already Fajr. You're like, what happened to the night? It's gone. Okay? And it's going to keep reducing. And yet you still have to pray Fajr on time, right? Okay? Today, Fajr came in around 5:18 or something like that. And it's going to keep reducing. And Isha keeps lengthening. So that many places now they are moving from 9 o'clock to like 9:15. And they are trying to make it very close to the Qamar. I was in the mosque yesterday. As soon as they called their adhan language, they started the Qamar right away. They didn't even want to wait. And it's still past 9. Okay? So which means time keeps compressing, especially in summer months. But yet, that will not change the fact that you still need to perform Salah. It only means we have to be more prudent in terms of how we spend our time. Because the day will still remain 24 hours, no matter what we do. When it comes to time, so time is that resource that all of us have, but sometimes we don't pay attention to it. What about money? Money we are more likely to pay attention to because we say we sweat for it. But in spite of that, we still waste money on so many things. Somebody once told me something which I found very interesting, to say the least. He said if you look into your closet and you can find a cloth you have not put on in 2 years, you don't need it. Some will even say 2 years is a long time. Maybe in a year, if you look through your rack and you can see, oh, I've not put this on in a year, you don't need it. And what you find is many of us will buy things over and over again because this one just came out, oh, this is the latest. You buy it and you wear it only one time and it's now hanging on the rack. See, there are so many ways we waste money. So many ways. So many ways. So, think through that. If you are the type that spends money out of, I wouldn't call it emotion, but because maybe you have too much money, you can A, give it to me because I'll say thank you, or B, you can donate it. Okay, you can donate it. There are so many projects that you can donate money to. You can even donate the money to your masjid. And I'm sure MSA wouldn't mind you giving them money, right? No. Absolutely, yeah. So if you have those extra disposable income, because I know all of you earn money, some of you through your parents, right? And some of you, you actually work and you have some money. Invest the money for your hereafter. You can invest it on yourself, also for the hereafter, even though it's investment for yourself. How can you do that? You can do it by paying for something of value for you, like going for Umrah or going to Hajj. See, that's still money spent on yourself, but it's an investment for the Day of Judgment. Because this is a pillar of Islam which Allah has made compulsory on you. You don't have to say to yourself, like many of us do, that Hajj is usually for the old people, so that when they have committed so many sins, when they're about to die, then they go to Hajj and go make tawaf that, oh Allah, the sins I committed since last century. See, but that is not what Hajj is about. Hajj is something you want to do when you are young, when you are very young, so that you can do all those things. You don't have to be in the wheelchair. And when you are throwing the shaitan in the jamra, you're not going to be stoning the people in front of you, because then you can do the stoning yourself. See, so I'm saying this to us, knowing fully well you may be thinking that you don't have money, but then your priorities may be what is getting in the way. Okay? So think in terms of your time, your energy. Many of us don't realize that the best time we actually have is now. We think we are busy. Okay? Take it from me. You are not busy. Yes, you are in school and you have this homework, you have that assignment. Without ruining the future for you, it actually gets worse. Because, yes, what is going to be due may not be term paper or an essay you have to write. Okay. It may be, it may be meeting a deadline at work. It may be coming up with a design. It may be your board exam. It may be a licensing exam. Something is always going to be due. Okay, latarkabuna tobacco and tobacco. You will go from one challenge to another. If you ask a child in first grade, they are going to tell you first grade is difficult. And many of us with first grade, please give me a break, right? The same way your professors think about undergrad. Oh, what's undergrad? That's nothing. Just chilling, relaxing, right? But to you, it's tough. And when you see those who are defending their thesis, you think of them, maybe they have not taken a shower in a month. Because they look disheveled, they are struggling. But it's not like that. You should see a professor too who's writing a grant. Okay, you will think, what's wrong with this guy? Everybody will have their own challenges, regardless of where you are in the divide, in the economic divide. Okay? No matter on the continuum of life, you will always have enough challenges for wherever you are. One of the commentaries that I heard that I found so fascinating was when Bill Clinton was in the autobiography when he was in the White House, and he was talking about some challenges that you never think about in terms of being the president of the United States. And what he said in that clip, I do not remember anything else, but I remember that part. When he talked about the day they were all sitting together and they ordered pizza in the White House. I actually found that very fascinating. And then they brought the pizza, and he said, after he, so picture the pizza already there, is steaming hot, is already begging you to have a bite with all the cheese and the coronary artery disease you are going to get afterwards, right? The heartburn, everything. It's already steaming, and whatever is on the pizza. So you can imagine him, his mouth watering. And then before he could take a bite of the pizza, he says, the SS guys, the Secret Service guys came to him and said, "Sir, you can't eat that." And he said, "Why?" He said, "The pizza has not been screened." I mean, think about that. I'm like, I could imagine myself in that situation. The pizza is already looking at it. You can't wait, to start fighting it. And then somebody said, "No, there's no contest here, sir." He got biscuits, he got cookies, everybody ate pizza. You think he will be happy being the president at that minute when he's not going to be able to eat the pizza? In case you are wondering, he didn't eat pizza that day. He did not. You see, you say, "Wow, exactly." That's how I remember the story. They said the pizza has not been screened. Because as the president of the United States, a lot of things are monitored for him. Okay, so they won't just have him eat pizza from the street like the rest of us. So he probably ate screened cookies when everybody else was eating pizza. The point is, no matter where you are or who you are, you have your own challenges. And your challenges will be according to where Allah has put you, and what you make out of your challenges is what really matters at the end of the day. It never goes away completely. You only deal with them depending on your iman, your faith, and how much sacrifice you are willing to do to obey Allah with respect to whatever challenges you may be facing. But it never goes away. So do not use your present time, which is my final point on this topic. Do not use the present challenges you are having to be what will prevent you from obeying Allah. See, that's what I want you to gain from this 20-minute talk. Do not use your present challenges, whatever it is. Do not use it as an excuse for disobeying Allah. Because regardless of how things are, regardless of the continuum of life where you are on it, you will always have challenges, and they don't go away. You have to deal with them, but the best way to deal with your challenges is to always obey Allah at all times, and Allah will be there for you. Because Allah said, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَالِغُ أَمْرِهِ قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدْرًا. This is from Surah Al-Talaq. That anybody who fears Allah, Allah will give him a solution to every problem he may have. That's the promise of Allah. Anybody who believes in Allah, who fears Allah, Allah will give you a way out. وَيَرْزُقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. And Allah will provide for you from regions you can't even imagine. Because وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. If you put your trust in Allah, Allah will suffice you. If you put your trust in Allah, Allah will be enough for you. Inna Allah baligh amri. Allah will always achieve His purpose. Allah doesn't fail. We do, but Allah doesn't. So it only makes sense to put your eggs in Allah's basket, because Allah will take care of it for you. Okay? And Allah has power over all things. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us our shortcomings and plant our feet firmly and help us to survive regardless of the challenges we may be going through. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم يا أيها الذين آمنوا توبوا إلى الله توبة نصوحا. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Of course, you know we can't talk about sacrifice less than a month of Ramadan and don't mention Ramadan. So I would have ordinarily said, how many of you are excited that Ramadan is coming? Raise up your hand and all of you go, hey, yes. Yes, that's good, that's the spirit. You're supposed to be excited that the month of Ramadan is coming. Yes, because now you have to make sacrifice, right? You are going to prove that you are dedicated to Allah. Remember the title of talk today? Proof of dedication, right? So you are going to prove to Allah that you are dedicated, that you believe in Allah, and you are ready to sacrifice your might and main for the pleasure of Allah. What is the reward of fasting? We don't know. We don't know. Why? Because Allah said, all the actions of the son of Adam is for him, but fasting is for me, and I'm the one to reward him. So what exactly are you going to get for him? Only Allah knows. So Allah knows the reward of fasting. However, the Prophet ﷺ told us that man sama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban ghafara Allahu ma taqaddama min dhanbik. That whoever fasts the month of Ramadan with faith and with longing for his reward from Allah. Okay, so which means there's a different package of reward with Allah. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah will forgive him his sins. Allah will forgive her sins, right? And the same thing, man qama Ramadan. Anybody who stands for prayer in the month of Ramadan with iman and longing for the reward from Allah, then Allah will forgive him his sins, right? That's in addition to whatever reward is there for fasting. Okay, because the reward of fasting is with Allah. Now, fasting this year is going to be 29 or 30 days. And of course, I know that because it's always 29 or 30 days. Now, some of us prefer 29 because then it's shorter. Some of us prefer 30 days because it's longer. But regardless, whichever day it is, 29 or 30 days, the key issues are some of those things that divide us when they are not supposed to. Number one is in terms of when do we start. You will never go wrong by following the JUMMAH you are with if they are those who particularly follow the Sunnah in its I wouldn't want to call it pristine purity, in the way it is documented that the Prophet did, which is to sight the moon. Okay? So you never go wrong with that. However, if you are in a community that they go with calculation, okay, it is more problematic if you divide the community than whether you start on one day or you start the following day. And I'll repeat. The bigger problem is to fight in your community. That's a much bigger problem, okay? So if you belong to a community and they go by calculation, okay, even though there may be differences of opinion about it, some will use calculation to rule out, okay, that by calculation it is impossible to be on this day, okay? Some will use that for calculation, but they will rely on sighting the moon. There are some that want to sight the moon in their own locale, right? And there are some that will say, regardless of where the moon is sighted, we should follow. It doesn't matter. Whichever community you belong to, whatever they follow, go with that. Because to break the community is a much worse problem. Because think about it, in those days that they don't have phone, they don't have WhatsApp, and they don't have all those Instagram, all those GPS, they don't have it. People were still fasting. When you sight the moon, you fast. If you don't, you wait, you count the day, right? So these formulas are already been there. All we have to do is to just follow them. So if some people fast in their own locality, they fast 30 days, and in our own locality we fast 29, it's okay. After all, you are fasting for Allah. So my point is, we should avoid fighting or dividing our JUMMAH because of the time of beginning to fast. I hope that I make that really clear. Because to break the JUMMAH is much worse than you fasting one day or not fasting one day. Because everybody don't have to fast 30 days. Some people will fast 29, some people will fast 30. It's okay. If your fasting now ends up to be 28, what then happens? Fast one day back after Ramadan is over. That's it. You see, a lot of things have solutions that are simple in Islam. But because we want to be right, okay, all the time, it makes us not to explore things that unite us. If you are in a community and they are trying to side the moon or whatever, and then they don't, or something happens and in the end you end up with 28 fast. 28. That's the worst case scenario, right? It's the worst case scenario because you know the month of Ramadan is not going to be 28. So if you even end up fasting 28 days, say you miss one day because of all these issues in terms of when to start, all you have to do is to fast one day back. Because it's not that you broke a fast, okay? You didn't. Just fast one day back to make you 29. And this hardly happens. Okay, so we pray to Almighty Allah to guide us. We pray to Almighty Allah to provide for us. And in the month of Ramadan, we are going to be fasting for a couple of hours, right? We're going to start fasting from around 5 o'clock to maybe about 8 o'clock or something like that. But as you notice, it's actually getting smaller and smaller versus when it was like in July last year, a couple of years ago, and it will keep reducing until it gets to the one all of us like in December, right? When you fast it. Yeah, I do. We love those words. But inshallah, khayr. If you fast for a long time, you get more reward from Allah, right? So we pray to Almighty Allah to make our task easy for us. We pray to Almighty Allah to plant our feet firmly. We pray to Almighty Allah to assist us in all our endeavors. We pray to Almighty Allah to forgive us our shortcomings and bless us and our families and let us be among those that will be in Jannah to Firdaus. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وأقم الصلاة